The peace of God is shining in me now. I am not a body, I am free, for I am still as God created me. The peace of God is shining in me now. I will be still and let the earth be still along with me, and in that stillness we will find the peace of God. It is within my heart, which witnesses to God Himself. The peace of God is shining in me now. The peace of God is shining in me now. I will be still and let the earth be still along with me, and in that stillness we will find the peace of God. It is within my heart, which witnesses to God Himself. The peace of God is shining in me now. The peace of God is shining in me now. I am not a body, I am free, for I am still as God created me. The peace of God is shining in me now. The peace of God is shining in me now. Well, hello, I'm Miracle Willie, forgiveness teacher from the Ozarks, and I'm so glad you've come to join me in studying A Course in Miracles today out here in my garden in front of my okra and my Concord grapes. And we're reading from the Foundation for Inner Peace version of A Course in Miracles here on Friday, July the 26th of 2024. I am not a body, I am free, for I am still as God created me. Review Lesson 188. The peace of God is shining in me now. I will be still and let the earth be still along with me. And in that stillness we will find the peace of God. It is within my heart, which witnesses to God Himself. The peace of God is shining in me now. I am not a body, I am free, for I am still as God created me. Well, let's go take a look in our text reading for today. And we're ready for, let's put something over my guitar so it doesn't get too hot in the sun. Hopefully that'll keep it cool. We're ready in chapter 22, Salvation and the Holy Relationship, the branching of the road. section 4. While you're turning there, yesterday we talked about the Earth Overshoot Day, and I didn't know what it was. I'd forgot. It's in 1971 was the year that they calculated that we use more energy than what the Earth receives from the sun every year. So, we're basically borrowing from our children's children in the future in the form of fossil fuels. And we need to learn to control our appetites. American with Disabilities Day for today. Aunts and Uncles Day. I found all these on holidays and observances and on Drexel University religious holidays. Armed Forces Unification Day. That all the armed forces in the United States were all rolled up into the Department of Defense. Used to be the Department of War. We want to learn to not defend ourselves. We're trying to learn that in our defenselessness, our safety lies. Those solid blocks of sin, those solid blocks of granite that he talks about are the sins that we think that others are doing to us, and we seem so vulnerable that we need to watch it and protect ourselves from it. But he says there's a better way. That integrating spirit that's in everyone who comes to us, whether they know it or not, works in us, and as if we'll just choose love, choose peace instead of war, then we'll realize that the only thing that was making war real was our own belief in it. Armed Forces Unification Day, I said that. Bagel Fest Day. For you people that eat donuts, shift to bagels. You can put sweetener on them, but they're not fried, they're boiled. A lot better for you. Holistic Therapy Day. I'm all about finding all kinds of therapies that are whole, connected to everything. Holistic Therapy Day. Lumberjack Day. We do a lot of log cutting around here with my sawmill and whatnot. All or Nothing Day. Give your all to your dreams day, you might say. I thought about Ecclesiastes 9:10, where it says, "Whatsoever your hand findeth to do, do it with all your might." That's the All or Nothing Day. Coffee Milkshake Day. Get Gnarly Day. Embrace your wild side. Talk in an elevator day. Boy, when I was a young Christian, when I first accepted Jesus as my Lord and Savior, and I had more energy than I had wisdom, I'd wait till the door shut on an elevator, and my first question is, if you died tonight, do you not think you'd go to heaven? And of course, most people, probably not the best question to ask somebody if you're trying to put peace in their minds. But anyway, I was just trying to spread the word. I realize now that everybody goes to heaven. God loves us all. There isn't any. One thing to keep in mind is there is no respecter of persons in God's love. He loves all of us equally and completely, always, regardless of what we've done. Everything we've done to the contrary of love is in a dream that we're going to wake up from. Talk in an elevator day. One Voice Day. Let's all be one voice for world peace. System Administrator Appreciation Day and World Tofu Day. Genus Glycine, species Max. Soy, and if you want to make tofu, basically all you do is add make soy milk, and boil your soybeans and turn them into milk, squeeze out the pulp, and then add nagari. And nagari is high in magnesium chloride, and that'll curdle. And then once it's curdled the soy, you put it in a press the water out of it. You've got soy tofu. And then in edible landscaping, we've got the horseradish that we're going to look at today. And it says the horseradish, and it's the Americana rusticana. Horseradish is a perennial growing to 30 inches tall and putting down long, thick, white roots, which are grated to make a fiery sauce. Roots mature in 150 days. Roots are harvested throughout the winter in Zone 7. Space 2-foot circles, Zones 3 through 7. And I am going to move my guitar because it's right there in the sun. Let's see if I can put it here to keep it a little cooler. Okay, now let's go take a look in our text reading. The Branching of the Road, Section 4, Chapter 22. When you come to the place where the branch in the road is quite apparent, you cannot go ahead. You must go either one way or the other. For now, if you go straight ahead the way you went before you reached the branch, you will go nowhere. The whole purpose of coming this far was to decide which branch you will take now. The way you came no longer matters. It can no longer serve. No one who reaches this far can make the wrong decision, although he can delay, and there is no part of the journey that seems more hopeless and futile than standing where the road branches and not deciding on which way to go. 2. It is but the first few steps along the right way that seem hard, for you have chosen, although you still may think you can go back and make the other choice. This is not so. A choice made with the power of heaven to uphold, it cannot be undone. Your way is decided. There will be nothing you will not be told if you acknowledge this. Wow, we'll be shown everything we need to know. There will be nothing you will not be told if you acknowledge this, that your way is decided, that God is leading you. Paragraph 3. And so you and your brother stand here in this holy place before the veil of sin that hangs between you and the face of Christ. Let it be lifted. Raise it together with your brother, for it is but a veil that stands between you. Either you or your brother alone will see it as a solid block, nor realize how thin the drapery that separates you now. Yet it is almost over in your awareness, and peace has reached you even here before the veil. Think what will happen after. The love of Christ will light your face and shine from it into a darkened world that needs the light. And from this holy place he will return with you, not leaving it nor you. You will become his messenger, returning him unto himself. 4. Think of the loveliness that you will see who walk with him or walk with God. And think how beautiful will you and your brother look to the other. How happy you will be together after such a long and lonely journey where you walked alone. The gates of heaven open now for you. Will you now open to the sorrowful? And none who looks upon the Christ in you but will rejoice. How beautiful the sight you saw beyond the veil, which you will bring to light the tired eyes of those as weary now as once you were. How thankful will they be to see you come along? How thankful will they be to see you come among them, offering Christ's forgiveness to dispel their faith in sin. Those solid blocks of granite that God talked about yesterday, those sins that you think could destroy you and your friends, your family, realize they're nothing. See, and here he says, how thankful will they be to see you come among them, offering Christ's forgiveness to dispel their faith in sin. As you realize that sin is nothing but something to let go of, to not hold as important, then they feel freed from what they thought they needed to do to protect themselves. This vicious circle of attack and protect and then defend and then attack and back and forth. We escalate into what we have today now is the arms race. Peace to such foolishness. We need to find a better way, and he's given it to us. Think of the loveliness that you will see who walk with him, and think how beautiful will you and your brother look to the other, how happy you will be together after such a long and lonely journey where you walked alone. The gates of heaven open now for you. Will you now open to the sorrowful? And none who looks upon the Christ in you but will rejoice. How beautiful the sight you saw beyond the veil, which you will bring to light the tired eyes of those as weary now as once you were. How thankful will they be to see you come among them, offering Christ's forgiveness to dispel their faith in sin. I've read that paragraph twice. I just want to make sure we get it. We want to use forgiveness to dispel our brother's faith in sin, because we know that sin is not real, and we use forgiveness to restore ourselves to that reality. And as we do it, our brother breathes a sigh of relief also, and realizes, wow, what he's done to us is worth forgiving, because it is not real. It's a dream we're going to wake up from. Every mistake you and your brother make, the other will gently have corrected, for in his sight your loveliness is his salvation, which he would protect from harm. And you will be your brother's strong protector from everything that seems to rise between you both. So shall you walk the world with me, whose message has not yet been given everyone. For you are here to let it be received. God's offer still is open, yet it waits acceptance. From you who have accepted it is it received. Into your hand, joined with your brothers, is it safely given. For you who share it have become its willing guardian and protector. 6. To all who share the love of God, the grace is given to be the givers of what they have received, and so they learn that it is theirs forever. All barriers disappear before their coming, as every obstacle was finally surmounted that seemed to rise and block their way before. This veil you and your brother lift together opens the way to truth to more than you. Those who would let illusions be lifted from their minds are this world's saviors, walking the world with their Redeemer and carrying his message of hope and freedom and release from suffering to everyone who needs a miracle to save him. And that'd be all of us. Let's read it again. Those who would let illusions be lifted from their minds are this world's saviors, walking the world with their Redeemer and carrying his message of hope and freedom and release from suffering to everyone who needs a miracle to save him. In the last paragraph of this section, which we may read a little bit more, paragraph 7, how easily is it to offer this miracle to everyone? No one who has received it for himself could find it difficult, for by receiving it he learned it was not given him alone. Such is the function of the holy relationship, to receive together and give as you received. Standing before the veil, it still seems difficult, but hold out your hand, joined with your brothers, and touch this heavy-seeming block, and you will learn how easily your fingers slip through its nothingness. It is no solid wall, and only an illusion stands between you and your brother and the holy self you share together. And do we have time? Let's read a little bit more. Paragraph and next section, weakness and defensiveness, section 5. How does one overcome illusions? Surely not by force or anger, nor by opposing them in any way, merely by letting reason tell you that they contradict reality. They go against what must be true. The opposition comes from them and not reality. Reality opposes nothing. What merely is needs no defense and offers none. Only illusions need defense because of weakness. And how can it be difficult to walk the way of truth when only weakness interferes? You are the strong one in this seeming conflict, and you need no defense. Everything that needs defense you do not want, for anything that needs defense will weaken you. 2. Consider what the ego wants defenses for. Always to justifies what goes against the truth, flies in the face of reason, and makes no sense. Can this be justified? What can this be except invitation to insanity, to save you from the truth? And what would you be saved from but what you fear? Belief in sin needs great defense and at enormous cost. All that the Holy Spirit offers must be defended against and sacrificed. For sin is carved into a block out of your peace and laid between you and its return. 3. Yet how can peace be so fragmented? It is still whole and nothing has been taken from it. See how the means and the material of evil dreams are nothing? In truth, you and your brother stand together with nothing in between. God holds your hand, And what can separate whom he has joined as one with him? It is your Father whom you would defend against. Yet it remains impossible to keep love out. God rests with you in quiet, undefended and wholly undefending. For in this quiet state alone is strength and power. Here can no weakness enter, for here is no attack and therefore no illusions. Love rests in certainty. Only uncertainty can be defensive, and all uncertainty is doubt about yourself. All uncertainty is doubt about yourself. For how weak is fear? How little and how meaningless, how insignificant before the quiet strength of those whom love has joined. This is your, in quotes, enemy, a frightened mouse that would attack the universe. How likely is it that it will succeed? Can it be difficult to disregard its feeble squeaks? Can it be difficult to disregard its feeble squeaks that tell of its omnipotence and would drown out the hymn of praise to its Creator with every heart throughout the universe forever sings as one? Let's read that again. Can it be difficult to disregard its feeble squeaks that tell of its omnipotence and would drown out the hymn of praise to its Creator that every heart throughout the universe forever sings as one? Which is stronger? Is it this tiny mouse or everything that God created? You and your brother are not joined together by this mouse, but by the will of God. And can a mouse betray whom God has joined? 5. If you but recognized how little stands between you and your awareness of your union with your brother, be not deceived by the illusions it presents of size and thickness, weight, solidity, firmness of foundation. Yes, to the body's eyes it looks like an enormous solid body, immovable as is a mountain. Yet within you is a force, capital F, God. Yet within you is a force that no illusions can resist. May the force be with us. It is. This body only seems to be immovable. This force is irresistible in truth. What then must happen when they come together? Can the illusion of immovability be long defended from what is quietly passed through and gone beyond? And the last paragraph, it'll finish this section, paragraph 6. Forget not, when you feel the need arise to be defensive about anything, you have identified yourself with an illusion. Forget not, when you feel the need arise to be defensive about anything, you have identified yourself with an illusion, and therefore feel that you are weak because you are alone. This is the cost of all illusions. Not one but rests on the belief you are separate. Not one that does not seem to stand, heavy and solid and immovable between you and your brother, and not one that truth cannot pass over lightly and so easily that you must be convinced, in spite of what you thought it was, that it is nothing. If you forgive your brother, this must happen, for it is your unwillingness to overlook what seems to stand between you and your brother that makes it look impenetrable and defends the illusion of its immovability. So as we learn to lay down our arms and trust the force that's within us, the whole world changes and a new world opens up where we see that it is a peaceful, happy world, and that we're not being attacked by those who seem to not care about us. Isn't that the only reason we attack, is because we're trying to defend our turf? Well, quit defending it. Practice forgiveness, and a whole new world opens up to you. Be sure to do your 2 15-minute practice periods today and your hourly thanksgiving and remembrance today, thinking the peace of God is shining in me now. And I am not a body. I am free, for I am still as God created me. The peace of God is shining in me now. The peace of God is shining is shining in me now. I will be still and let the earth be still along with me. I will be still and let the earth be still along with me. And in that stillness we will find the peace of God. It is within my heart, which witnesses to God Himself. The peace of God is shining in me now. I will be still and let the earth be still along with me. And in that stillness we will find the peace of God. It is within my heart, which witnesses to God Himself. The peace of God is shining in me now. The peace of God is shining in me now. I am not a body, I am free, for I am still as God created me. The peace of God is shining in me now. Thank you all again for joining me out here in my garden. Use your forgiveness to dispel the illusions of sin, the illusion that you can be hurt. Remember, you're not a body. You're free. You're still as God created you. Abide in the peace that God has given you today. The peace of God is shining in me now. And our word for peace is out of the Mosquito language of the Caribbean coast of Central America, the country of Nicaragua mainly. And the word is Kupia, Kumi, Laka. Kumi, Laka. Kupia, Kumi, Laka. Kumia, Kumi, Laka. The peace of God is shining in me now. Kupia, Kumi, Laka.